Nobody wakes up thinking today might be the day I lose my baby. But my pastor kept declaring life, and that word was all that I had to hold on to. I had known loss before, but this was the kind that makes the air heavy enough to drown in. And suddenly we heard it, the heartbeat. And that same word, it brought my baby back to life. I was only 17 when I became a mother. I had just escaped an abusive relationship, carrying more scars inside than anyone could see. A year and a half later, God had brought the man into my life that I would one day call my husband. We got married in 2021, and for the first time in years, I felt safe. Micaiah was going to be our first child together, the beginning of a life that I never thought I could have. Everything felt like it was finally falling into place until that morning. I woke up feeling a little off, a little uncomfortable, restless. At 29 weeks pregnant, my contractions had started, but they didn't seem that serious, so I thought, I'll be fine. That same day, we had night prayers at church, and I was so determined to be there. I didn't want to make a big deal out of the contractions or cause worry, but deep down, honestly, something didn't feel right. My husband was working out of town, which is almost 4 hours away. And when I called him to explain how I was feeling and what was going on, he said, "Babe, I really think you should go to the hospital, just to be safe." I still hesitated. I didn't want to miss church, so I called my pastor, hoping maybe he'd just say, "You'll be fine, just come and pray." But instead, he asked me a simple question: "What did your husband say you should do?" When I told him, he said, "Then go to the hospital." Before we hung up, he said one more thing: "It is well." I remember laying there on the hospital bed, just waiting to hear that little heartbeat. The nurse kept moving the probe, adjusting the settings. I could see the focus on her face start to change. Then she called another nurse and another. They kept searching, moving the wand again and again. I watched their faces, hoping to see relief, but all I could see was worry. Through my tears, I was asking the doctor to explain what was going on, what is happening, and he said, "There's no signs of life." It ended up being 30 minutes of them searching for a heartbeat, and there was nothing. I grabbed my phone to text my pastor and told him they can't find a heartbeat. Immediately he called me and said, "Let's keep declaring life." I had known loss before, but this was the kind that makes the air heavy enough to drown in. And suddenly we heard it, the heartbeat. It was like those very words that my pastor had declared had taken form. Heaven responded and his precious life returned. I was so in awe of what God had just done that I had to make it to service just to testify and give him glory for what God had just done. That sound, that heartbeat it was more than a medical moment. It was a reminder that the same God who carried me through every dark season was still writing my story. 30 minutes of silence, but God changed everything. Doctors couldn't explain it. Nurses said that it was unheard of and had no explanation. But I know exactly what happened. My baby died, and God stepped in. Being at CCCG taught me what it means to walk under God's covering. Because that day, in that cold hospital room, I saw it and I heard it for myself. That when everything goes silent, God, he still speaks, and he still speaks life.